I can't find my keys. Well, welcome to Shoot Day. This is the day that I set aside to record all of the videos that I make here on the YouTube channel. And I thought I'd take a break from the normal content and show you the behind the scenes and how I actually make these videos. Now, the reason why I think this might be interesting to you is that I have two goals in mind when I shoot these videos. One, I don't want to spend any money. I want to use equipment and gear that I already have or that I have access to. This is kind of a side project that I do that I love doing, but I want to, when I'm trying to solve a problem, how am I going to hold the camera a certain way or get the audio that I need? I try to solve the problem without spending any money. Number two, I try to make the highest quality videos that I possibly can as quickly as I can. Well, obviously, I'm on staff here at the church, and so I have a lot of responsibilities there. I'm also a husband. I'm also a dad to three wonderful, loving, very energetic, very busy children. And so I want to make sure that this project does not monopolize on the time for those other things. And so when I'm spending time on the videos, I want to make sure that what I'm doing yields me the most gains, that I might let other things slip because I don't feel that it gives me as much bang for my buck as maybe something else that if I spend that time, it's going to yield the most results. So I know a lot of people that watch these videos are very creative type people. And so if you're not yet making videos, you might want to make one day and you may not have a lot of money to spend. So here's how I do the videos I do on my channel for little or no money. So the camera that I use is just my iPhone because it's what I have. And my tripod is a mic stand that has one of those universal microphone clips on it. And so I just face the camera this way and it works great. Now for the longest time, I actually would face the camera and the phone this direction because I need to be able to see myself on the screen so that I can frame up the shot. But the problem is that this camera right here is not a great camera. It's just designed for FaceTime and things like that. The better camera on the iPhone is the one that's on the back right here. But if I stand here and face the camera this way, I can't see what I'm doing. So for the longest time, I just put up with it and said, I need to be able to see myself, and so I would face the camera this way and I put up with the lower quality video until I was watching a Casey Neistat video and I saw him do this with a mirror to show the camera and all the rig and everything. I was like, well, wait a minute, what if I did something like this on the stand, and now I can stand here and I can use the rear facing camera of the iPhone but also see the screen in the mirror so that I can frame myself up in the shot. Okay, so I'm not kidding about the keys. I can't find them anywhere. I've been here on shoot day for about 3 hours and they are none to be found, and I'm a little embarrassed to tell you that this actually happens a lot, like maybe once a week. Naomi, do you know where my keys are?
No, I have no idea.
Have you not seen my keys?
No.
Have you taken my keys?
No.
Are you telling me the truth?
Nothing but the truth.
Now let's talk about lighting for just a second. Lighting is actually not high on my priority list, and that might surprise you. But one, a lot of these videos are done here in our auditorium, so I have access to all the theatrical lights that are here in the room. For example, I'm standing in the spot where our pastor gives the main message on a Sunday morning. And so there's the front lights that are right up here. We've got the back lights, the hair lights that are here. I got a pair of side lights over here, and I got a pair of side lights that are over here. And so this is a pretty well lit area that I can utilize. There's also an area in our main commons that's right in front of these really large windows, and it's got some couches and chairs, and it makes for a really pretty shot, but it also lets in all this natural light and lights up the shot really super well. But there are times when I'm doing videos, maybe at the keyboard station or whatever, and there's just not a lot of great light. And that is okay with me because I would much rather spend my time and energy doing other things. Again, I don't want to be lugging around a lighting kit, and I certainly don't want to spend the money on it because what can be perceived as good video has a lot more to do with the audio than it has to do with the video. So I do have this app on my phone. It's called Tile, and there's a little white receiver thing that's on my keys. And so when I lose them, I can pull up on the app. I know the last known location is here in the building, so I know they're here somewhere. And you press the button, it starts playing this little song. It goes down, da 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 dun dun dun, down, da 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 dun dun dun. And then you just start walking around the building listening for that song. It's kind of like a game of Marco Polo. Now, audio is a big deal to me, and it is high on my priority list because let's say we had video that was cut in 4K. It's gorgeous, lots of color, very vibrant, it's lit really well, but the audio sounds like the guy is 10, 20, 30 feet away. That video will be perceived as a lower quality video than maybe something like this, which, you know, is not really lit well. I've got this one light right above my head. I've got all these shadows on my face, but I'm wearing this lavalier microphone that provides really good audio. If you combine the two, or not combine the two, but if you compare the two, this one will probably be perceived as a better quality video to that because of the audio. And so I'm using, by the way, this is the Rode Lavalier Smartlav mic, and it's fantastic. I'll put a link to it in the description below. You can check it out, get some more specs, and see where you might be able to purchase one. But this is a friend of mine's. He lets me borrow it. It's super awesome, and it's great that he does that. And it plugs directly into my phone. I don't have to mess with anything. It's really easy to use. But before I had this microphone, this is what I would use. This is one of our Sennheiser packs that we use on a Sunday morning for the person giving announcements or giving the message or whatever. And then I have these lavalier microphones that plug into it. Now, we don't normally use lavaliers on a Sunday morning, but we do have them. And I would use this, and then there would be a receiver at the other end that would pick up the audio, and I would record it separately, either on my laptop or I got a thumb drive on my keys and I put it right in there. And then I would need a way to link up the audios together. Now, in film, they have a clapboard, that little board that you see that goes like this. The reason they do that is because film and movie obviously doesn't have an audio track, so they have to record it separately. So you have the visualness of the clapboard coming down when it meets, and you also have the audible sound that it makes when it clicks, when it claps. And so that's why they do that. Now, I could take it one step better with the iPhone. Even before I had this microphone here, and I was recording the audio separately, the iPhone still records audio, just not anything I would want to keep and use in the final product of the video. And so I would do this. I make a clap sound like that, and I would be able to take the good audio, because you would hear that clapping sound. You also have the audio on the phone. Again, audio, I'm not going to keep it, but it is something I can line up those two waveforms. And worst case scenario, I have the visualness of me bringing my hands together that I can line up the audio with the video. Now, as far as editing these movies, I use iMovie because it's already on my MacBook. And no, it's not Final Cut Pro or anything like that, but just like GarageBand isn't Logic, GarageBand is still a very useful tool, and you can get a lot of things done, like if you want to get scratch ideas down and things like that. So for the simple cuts and text and things that I need for my movies, iMovie carries the day. Now, I would show that to you right now, but that's back at the house, and I can't find my keys.